Hello, hello. So we got the May 4th patch notes, and the upcoming banners are here. We finally have a sneak peek at Sinclair and Quixote. I did not expect Sinclair to be what I predicted, but apparently he is. He's actually a burn character, and even furthermore, he is a low SP character, which is very interesting and has some interesting implications for future RRs with in combination with like lifetime stew and maybe future eagles. Yeah, it's gonna be quite interesting with this negative sanity shenanigans. So anyway, besides besides the NCOP gang, we also have the Honglu. We got Ting Tang, Wakashu, Liu Section, and LCB. If you do not have Ting Tang, I would recommend pulling him. He has a very strong passive, and he has a very good skill set for farming. So I think if you want to improve your farming speeds, then definitely go and pull this guy because he is pretty damn good at farming and he has a good single target DPS in the form of Shank. That's an overall great unit. And if you don't even want to use him, you can just bench him because if you bench him, then you will get some like 20% more damage on hits, something like that. Yeah, it's a really great passive. In addition to that, if you don't even want to get Ting Tang, definitely try for Wakashu Honglu. Wakashu Honglu is really strong. Cloud Cutter by itself is basically a skill tree, and his skill tree is a skill tree. The only one that is kind of weak is his skill 1, but even then, like his skill 2 and skill 3 make up for everything else. And the fact that it's Sloth and Pride is also pretty decent element-wise. Yep. And the following IDs will now be available from Extraction. So in regards to any tier list updating, I'll be waiting for the actual release of these units, and then I will make a guide on what units to pull for Season 1, because I'm going to wait a little bit. I need to know the numbers first before I think whether you should pull Sinclair and Lifetime Stew, because those two are meant to synergize with each other. Okay, moving to the next page. Content schedule adjustment. They have finally implemented the new 2 weeks extension to Refraction Railway, as well as Hell's Chicken. Yes, okay, I did not say the other one. Okay, and in addition to that, we got something unexpected. We got the banner extension. So 2 weeks extension for the event and 2 weeks extension for the target extraction. So you will have time to pull on the banner if you haven't gotten your lifetime stew yet, or if you want to try and get it to maybe synergize with the new character. Okay, so now that we got the extension out of the way, the last one is part pricing issues. So they are adjusting global price adjustments for app stores, and the prices of in-game purchases will change with the May 4th update. So just take note of this and decide on whether you want to buy now or buy later. I personally am not buying, so I don't really care about this too much. Right, and these 2 pages here are exactly the same as the previous patch notes that I talked about. It's about UIs, about like non-gameplay impacting issues. Like this 0 speed abnormality part, you probably didn't notice it. Your win rate probably just clashed it, and boom, it was dead. Yeah. The rhyme shank getting a bit nerfed, I mean, but that it's a fix, all right, because the wording is actually this, but it's actually doing this. Right now, it's applying the attack down and the bind on 1 sinking instead of 5 sinking. So besides that, I can't really think of any like big game changers here. So you can probably just ignore this, or you can just read through them, up to you. You probably won't notice most of these. Anyway, we're getting 200 lunacy as per usual for every update. And lastly, let's take a look at the units. Alright, so Dawn. This was unexpected. I did not expect Dawn. I think I explained that before. And I also didn't expect that she is Tremor focused. Now that's a weird one. So, looking at the coins, it's 2, 1, and 3. So if we assume that she is a DPS character, well, she's a Tremor character. So if we assume she's DPS, then I'm expecting some pretty high growths on this skill too, maybe. It's a bit tricky to judge right now because I really don't know any of the numbers. But she has Tremor, she has Burst Tremor, and if the target has nails, she deals additional damage. Now that's the weird part, right? Like, in the NCOP gang, who applies Tremor? Like, why would I want to apply Tremor with Dawn when I could just do like more raw damage with bleeds or more nail applications maybe? I'm not too sure about this kit. It feels a bit split right now. I don't like split kits in general. Okay, no. How do I say this? So like people like Shi Ishmael just has a really strong damage on the skill 2, so I can kind of ignore the poise, and she gains so much poise count that she just crits all the time anyway. So when we look at Dawn's skill 2 here, like what team am I going to run her in that I want to burst Tremor? If I'm running her with the NCOP gang, especially because I need some nail application. I'm not sure if a pseudo team where you put half NCOP and half Tremor with LCCB Ishmael maybe could work out. It's a bit sus, is all I can say about this. And if the target has nails, we inflict Tremor count. Huh. That's interesting. I need to see what this passive requires, actually. Yeah, this passive actually does make sense here now that I look at this. If this unit is fanatic, you inflict nails. Oh. That means a lot of a kit is based on this passive. So we will have to wait for the passive to actually declare whether this character is going to be good or not. But if it synergizes well with the NCOP gang because of the nail inflicting Tremor count, and then you can stack Tremor count with her and maybe the egos, then you could help your NCOP gang to stagger people a bit faster. That's a very interesting synergy. It's like a side synergy. Okay. This is actually looking spicy. And this support passive is looking spicy as well because of the additional damage. Damage is very important in cutting down turns taken to kill targets. Yeah, this is actually pretty damn interesting. So we need to see the cost once again. So these two passives are really interesting looking. Anything that helps you deal more damage or helps you stagger targets so that you can deal fatal damage to them really will help you a lot in killing the targets fast. So this is a very interesting set of passives. The coinage here doesn't look very interesting, so it's really gonna come down to the passives. I am taking note that she has Lust here and she has Ref here. So I remember the previous argument was we could maybe trigger Whistles, which is Kraus passive, and we could maybe trigger and Assault's passive. It's very interesting. She also inflicts Tremor count. So actually, a core unit for Tremor because she applies Tremor count. That's very interesting. But we need to see how much it applies. If it applies 1, then it's also not very good. But then if they have nails, then maybe this one will become like +1. Then this is +1, then that's +2. Then that could enable Tremor. That's interesting. That's a very interesting thing. Okay. If the target has X nails, inflict attack power down and paralyze next turn. That is great, actually. Depending on how much charge it is, but attack power down is also great for helping win future clashes. This character looks very great, actually. I like the support passives, and I think she has a lot of potential. Looks very, very interesting. I like her so far. I cannot judge fully based on the damage, and also I don't know how much of these she's applying, but she's looking very spicy. If the numbers are right, which I hope they're right, because we've seen Chef Gregor, then yeah, this character could be very, very strong. Could rival maybe Enheath, maybe in terms of utility. Okay. That might be too soon for that. Coin plus power down. Plus coin power down is very strong, so maybe it's too soon to compare to that. But it is looking very spicy. Alright, moving on to the one who shall grip Sinclair. Top tier art. He is very interesting. On use, you lose SP. On use, you lose SP. And on use, you lose SP. What about how to gain SP? Well, all the sources of SP that we normally get have been reduced due to this passive. And I do not know how to trigger this passive. Maybe we could not trigger this passive and then this doesn't matter. Then you could just play normal SP, you know? If this passive is just auto on at all times, then maybe we'll just have to adapt to this thing. Some people have argued that if this and if like you have to manage the sanity of Sinclair, then maybe the damage output won't be as good. You'll be corroding, you'll be panicking because of the huge loss in SP. But at the same time, look at these coins. It's 2, 4, and 3. Considering the numbers are really good, we could be looking at some really spicy damage. And if he has Fanatic, he deals additional damage. This unit is very spicy. Mechanical Amalgam is interesting. I expect this to be just any robotic enemies in the future. Thinking about it now, are there any robotic enemies in the game now? I think I can only think of Tour Robot as maybe a possible mechanical amalgam. Or maybe in the next chapter we'll be getting some smoke robots, for example. which are mechanical creatures that are fused with like humans. Very, very interesting. On hit, raise stagger threshold by damage dealt. That is good. On hit, if target has bleed, inflict burn. So he synergizes with Ancorp, but he inflicts burn. On tail hit, inflicts burn count. Depending on the number, he could be a solo burner. Because burn by itself, right, doesn't really need a lot of burn count. Because burn triggers once per turn and decays by 1 per turn. It's not like bleed that triggers per attack, so you want quite a bit of count. This is very interesting. I'm hoping maybe for a 3. That might be too bold to assume that it might be 3. But 3 is going to make him very, very good. Yeah, because then he could be just a solo unit in the Encorpers who just stacks burn and burn count. Man, this unit looks fantastic actually. Yeah, when I look at him again, right, there's like so much sources of extra damage here. Gain blunt power up next turn. You know, if you gain blunt power up, you're also buffing like Doomsday. Impending Doom, which is his free Battle Pass ego. Yeah. And then with this buff, you could smack them really hard with the Impending Day to get a kill and heal everyone. Yeah, that's really, really interesting. Okay, I need to double check something here. Let's see. For Mr. Sinclair, Impending Day, it costs Wrath and Lust. So Wrath and Lust. We got Wrath here and Lust here. We got Lust here and Wrath here. And for the other Encorpers, I remember Enmasalt has Wrath, Pulse has Lust, and Heath has... I think Heath actually has none of them. I think it's like Gloom, Envy, and Pride. Rodion has Pride and Wrath. Yeah. Oh, I think she might have a Lust skill too. So actually, there's some Impending Day synergy here. And then Lifetimes 2 as well. We need to look at Lifetimes 2. Lifetimes 2. Alright. If Lifetimes 2, let's assume that maybe we corroded. Tails hit, inflict 7 burn. Ego resource M. Spend 3 random ego resources to boost damage by 20% and inflict burn count. And what about Impending Day? Impending Day has indiscriminate targeting on the corroded ego, right? Yeah, it looks like it. So it could be RNG, but failed kill does give you attack power up. And yeah, this is very, very interesting. They're making this new archetype, low SP archetype. And I need to see the actual numbers before I can judge this unit. But she's looking really spicy actually. A very interesting unit, definitely. It's not like the standard, I just unga bunga, I win rate and I win. He has some interesting strats that we could use for Railway. For example, let's say at the start, you have low SP. You just spam Lifetime Stew to get the Ego Resource Amp and you farm up a bunch of resources for the rest of the Railway run. If the snowball is enough, you will get a bunch of resources. In addition to that, we can also do Impending Day strats. Because Impending Day does want to... is quite cheap, is Wrath and Lust as well. Actually, both of them are the same, right? Oh, one Gluttony, okay. But then this one has the passive of Tail Coin inflicting 1 burn. This one has gain 5 ego resources. It's very interesting. It definitely is... This unit is definitely made to synergize with Lifetime Stew, that's for sure. And Resource Amp... is it better? Is it better to use Resource Amp rather than Impending Day? Or maybe we just bring both. Are they both TEF actually? Ah shit, they're both TEF. So it's one or the other. So we really need to check the numbers here. How fast can we get Lifetime Stew up? How fast can we get Impending Day up? Is Impending Day... Maybe the next chapter will be very blunt weak enemies again. That's why they're doing this kind of thing. Or maybe they're just giving us more blunt damage to like clear the current railway faster. Because the first stage and Guido stage is all blunt weak enemies. Oh man, there's so much potential here actually. I really like this character a lot. He has very interesting passives here, and this one is also like increased blood damage. That's Interesting. Wow, further boost blunt damage the lower the SP is. With this passive, that means there might be future units that also have to be low SP. Low SP synergies. And do blunt. Maybe reindeer blunt? Maybe we can solo reindeer and then we get her SP to really low levels. No. She doesn't have anything that helps her to get low SP. Very interesting. I did ask for some low SP so that we can synergize with Lifetime Steal and I got it. And now I really cannot tell whether it's going to be good. But these coins look amazing and I saw his animations, they look amazing. So I am going to lean onto the hopeful side and say that this unit is going to be very, very strong. He has the drip, he has the potential strength, he is very interesting. I would say that I'm going to pull this unit. I don't know about you guys, but I think he's very cool looking. I think his helmet is very cool. He got the drip. Yeah, okay, I'm pulling him. You guys get the idea. He's very, very cool. The potential. The theory crafting. I love it. Okay, so for now, that's it for my initial thoughts. I think that Dawn and Sinclair both have very interesting uses. Their passives bode well, and Sinclair brings a whole new archetype to the game, and he's going to be the first of his kind. So let's hope that he's going to be an exemplary first of his kind, and all future units will follow him, hopefully. But we need to see how strong he is first. Let's hope the coins aren't bad. Please, coins, don't be bad. Okay, anyway. Quick summary. Sinclair, Dawn look very interesting. I will make another video when they come out to talk about them. We're getting 300 compensation, a bunch of UI and bug fixes, pricing changes for the App Store. Be getting extensions for Railway 1, Hell's Chicken event, and Extraction, and the Sparking. Yep, so everything just increased by 2 weeks. And then we're getting the Honglu banner as well as an NCOP banner. NCOP banner units look really nice. If you don't have Wakashu, please go and pull Wakashu. And if you don't have Ting Tang, you can consider pulling Ting Tang. He's very good for farming. And new IDs will be now pullable from every extraction for Season 1. Okay, that's it for this news. So thank you all for watching. And yeah, hope to see you next time.